So now we are going to say about nanocrystals. So we know about nanocrystals in the introduction itself. So nanocrystals is a crystalline nanoparticle, as the name implies. Some sources define it as any single crystalline nanomaterial with at least one dimension less than 100 nanometer, or termed as nanocrystals. Others define it as a nanoparticle with any kind of crystalline structure. Example, multiply twinned configuration. So basically we take those crystalline structures whichever is having less than 100 nanometer dimension in any one axis can be taken as nanocrystals. So these are the nanocrystals, example photographies of nanocrystals. And typically freestanding nanocrystalline nanomaterial with at least one dimension in the range of 1 to 100 nanometer is considered for as nanocrystal. It must be noted that a micrometer sized particle can have multiple regions of crystallinity and should not be termed as nanocrystal, because multimeter sized particles have different regions, and these having different regions, there is multi dimensions, like these are all having matrix like structure. The lattice structure is matrix like structure, and the distance in between them in nanometer range is not considered. The overall shape is only considered. So the example will be gold nanocrystal, diamond nanocrystal, etc. In addition, these crystals could also be embedded in matrix, that is lattice structure, such as lead nanocrystal particles in aluminum matrix. So these are the example of nanocrystal of gold, which is less than 100 nanometer. So the gold is having different properties, different optical property with different size and different energy levels also. So here it is aluminum 6061, which was severely deformed and then heat treated at some low temperature, that is close to 200 degrees Celsius, to allow for nano precipitates to form. See, close to 200 degrees Celsius is taken as low temperature. So imagine how much will be the temperature for making the nanocrystal of gold. So the nanocrystals or the crystals having less than 100 nanometer dimension. And there are so many methods of preparation for nanocrystals, and the main three methods are precipitation method, homogenization method, and milling method. Over precipitation method, a drug has been dissolved in solvent and subsequently added to a non-solvent, leading to precipitation of finely dispersed drug nanocrystals. So the precipitation method is mostly used in preparing drug nanocrystals in medical field. So here drugs are solvent materials, they are added to non-solvent to finely dispersed till it is finely dispersed. Then in milling method, you know what is milling? That is bedding, that is like powdering. So it uses bed or a peel mill to achieve particle size diminution. As it is told, peel mill, like peels, little crystal like balls are formed. In homogenization methods, there are three techniques. There is microfluidizer technology, piston gap homogenization in water, and nanopure technology. So microfluidizer technology, from the name itself we know, here small particles were obtained by a frontal collision of two fluid streams under pressure at 1700 bar. That is that's a pressure level, and over this two different fluid streams are made collide with each other to make the small particle, and so the name microfluidizer technology. Then piston gap homogenization in water, drug powder is dispersed in an aqueous surfactant solution and subsequently forced by a piston through the tiny homogenization gap with pressure ranging up to 400 bar, typically 1500 to 2000 bar. So as like spilling out, the piston gap homogenization in water is occurring. The drug powder is allowed to get out of a piston like structure over an aqueous solution drop by drop under high pressure and temperature to make nanocrystals. In nanopure technology, piston gap homogenization in water mixtures or in non-aqueous media to product drugs from hydrolysis. So the same, like in the same method, but non-aqueous media has been used. So these are the preparation methods. So the preparation methods, the precipitation method is bottom-up technique because it is from molecules, and size reduction or top-down techniques and combinational techniques is also there. Here media milling method, high pressure homogenization, precipitation are all used, but the precipitation are the main method exploited for production of drug nanocrystals, as I already told. In the bottom up technique only precipitation technique comes. So a poor water soluble drug is dissolved in an organic medium which is water miscible. Pouring of this solution into a non-solvent such as water will cause a precipitation of finely dispersed drug nanocrystals. So the bottom up technique is poorly water soluble drug to be dissolved in organic solvent, and then there is molecule to crystal, and then non-solvent are added to have rapid nucleation and precipitation. In top-down technique, pure milling technique is used where bulk material has been taken and it is bombarded to become small. So small milling piers or large milling balls are used as milling media. With reduction in size of grinding media in a medium mill, the number of contact points is increased exponentially, resulting in improved grinding and dispersion action, that is leading to a smaller particle. Here the piers or balls consist of ceramics, most probably cerium or yttrium stabilized zirconium dioxide, stainless steel, glass or highly cross-linked polystyrene resin coated beds are used, which are all mostly dielectrics. Here the problem associated with pure milling technology, erosion is the major outthrow. Then over the bottom up approaches, we are having freeze drying, nano precipitation and atomization methods. Over freeze drying, so we have seen only precipitation method. Freeze drying is also there where the condensed nanoparticle has been freeze dried using this setup where valve to release vacuum has been released, and here vapor has been made to condense and it is cooled in the vacuum chamber, and it is allowed to move to frozen ball like structure where it is made to frozen because of the ice condensers present. Then in the nano precipitation, drug in solution has been applied to anti-solvent and then it is atomized to become nanocrystal. So this is the process which includes precipitation method. So drugs has been formed in nanocrystalline form. So this is the nano drug. Finally this anti-solvent has been used over here, which is inserted over here using a nozzle where drying chamber is present. There the gases has been taken out, and so the liquid is atomized to become a nano drug. This is bottom up approach. And then in the top down approaches, milling has been done. So milling and then ultrasonication and then high pressure homogenization has been done. After ultrasonication, the micro drug is used in suspensions, and then using homogenization gaps, the nano drugs has been released. This is the top down approach methodology. Then the advantages of nanocrystal is smaller nanocrystal particles have more surface area, and so it is used in better dissolution, so that it is used in nano drugs, and it has improved absorption, and so improved bioavailability, is having less volume and lower viscosity. So these are the advantages of nanocrystal, and now these are the infos about nanocrystal too. Thank you.